Hey guys. I hope everyone is having a great International MGTOW Day. But for those who are on the fence and may still be thinking about taking someone out for Valentine's, this is the video for you. Tom gives some advice about Valentine's Day and tells it how it is. Then a caller tells him about an ultimatum he received from his wife right before Valentine's. Let me know what you think of the video and enjoy.
As you all know, and I always warn you boys, Valentine's Day is not far away. Not far away at all. A couple of weeks. And generally I say if you're having what you consider to be a casual relationship, this is a good day to make yourself scarce. You don't want to be anywhere the woman you're banging can find you on days like the 12th, 13th, and 14th of February. You want to be, quote-unquote, out of town on business, quote-unquote, visiting relatives, quote-unquote, working late. Whatever you have to do, you don't want to be around the woman who you have been banging. Just as I told you about New Year's Eve being a special day for women, and I know many of you did duck out for New Year's Eve as we advised you, a woman who is banging you this time of year starts looking ahead to February 14th. Ever had a woman say to you, I already got your Valentine's Day present? That is a woman who is trying to trap you into the relationship you've been trying to avoid. So I would, as I do all the time, every year, recommend to you that this is a good time to start an argument, start a fight, tell her that you're going to be out of town. Don't mention Valentine's Day. Just say, you know, you've got something business-wise you've got to do, you've got to leave, you've got relatives who are sick, whatever it takes. Put yourself in the witness protection program for a little while and make yourself scarce. So do you really want to be spending your time figuring out what car to buy or figuring out what gift she will like? Figuring out what restaurant to take her to, figuring out what flowers she likes, figuring out what her size is. Do you really want to be doing that? Or do we rather be plowing some new fields? Listen to this email, and it'll give you some food for thought. This is what you're in for if you decide not to make yourself scarce. Tom writes in and says, Tom, I know most guys love receiving tools for presents. Even though it's generally their job around the house to fix things, they're happy to get a new tool as a gift. On the other hand, a lot of women, not all, get all bent out of shape if they receive gifts that would help them do their jobs around the house. Cooking tools, cleaning tools, etc. In general, most women in relationships tend to do a larger share of the cleaning and cooking in the house, and men tend to do a larger share of the upkeep and repairs of the house, so why the double standard? If they want to be considered equals, why would they get mad at their significant other for giving them a crock pot while they get a drill for a present? Thankfully, my girlfriend is not one of these women. We both agree that this would be a good subject for the show. Tom thanks us for doing what we do and avoiding all that PC crap, as he puts it. And I guarantee you that many of you, not all of you, of course, but many of you will be in for it. You will have bought the wrong gift. You will have sent the wrong flower. Don't you know I hate roses? Don't you know I love orchids? Don't you know I like Southern Italian food? I don't like Northern Italian food. Don't you know I hate this restaurant? Don't you know I hate restaurants? Don't you know I'm trying to lose weight? Why did you buy me Godiva chocolates? This is what you're in for. Maybe you have forgotten how ungrateful most American bitches are on days like Valentine's Day. So do you really want to be with somebody you've been banging on February the 14th? Or will you duck out? Kenny on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tom. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
I agree.
I've been a fan for a long time.
Thank you.
And I agree with 95% of what you say.
I'll take that.
Okay. I was married, and the ultimatum I was given by my wife at the time was either I start to try to get her pregnant by Valentine's Day or she's leaving.
Really?
Really.
That's outrageous. Happy Valentine's Day.
Exactly. Now, I want to say that I think that I'm a very fair person, and I said to her, look, we got a couple of issues that we really need to work on. That is something that I could do with you in the future, but until we work out these differences, I don't think it would be a smart move to bring a child into a relationship if I don't feel 100% confident that we're going to stick together.
What'd she say to that?
She said, the issues will be fixed if we have the child, and that will make our marriage better.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I said, I do not agree with that. I said, so let's continue working on the marriage, and we'll worry about the kid later. The ultimatum then came again. Either you start to try to get me pregnant by Valentine's Day, or I'm leaving. So I'm going to tell you what I said, because I am a fair person. I said, look, Stacy, you and I got married, we took vows, and the vows were that we were going to stick together for better or for worse. You think this is worse, but we took those vows, so why don't we work it out? She said, no, you'll never change. You either get me pregnant or I'm leaving. And I said, well, Stacy, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Ooh. So when did she leave?
She actually, the fight got escalated. She left that night. She walked out. And I have to tell you, honestly, now, I mean, I did love this woman, and I really would have been willing to work it out. But when she left the home that night and the door closed, I felt a relief, and I felt, honestly, that I had made the right decision. I was willing to stay. I was willing to work it out. I was willing to do, all the stuff chicks want you to do, but I do not do well with an ultimatum. And when the door closed, I felt I had made the right decision. And,
I don't think people should ever put up with an ultimatum, especially guys.
Well, I don't think anybody should put up with an ultimatum, regardless of their sex. I agree with you on that. But, male or female, giving somebody an ultimatum is not the way to win a fight, a debate, an argument, whatever.
You're not going to be happy with what you get when you win, because if you force somebody to do something they don't want to do, they're going to be miserable, and you're going to be miserable.
Exactly. And in this particular case, we would have had a child, if I would have agreed to this, and the child would have been miserable. And although she was a great woman, she was one of those women who, and I don't think she did this on purpose, but once we were married, she changed. You know what I mean?
And did she stop putting out? Was that one of the things she did?
No, that was not the thing. She put out all the time. But this is what happened. Prior to the marriage, mini skirts were always acceptable. Stockings and garters were always acceptable. Getting it on my Harley was acceptable. Going to a party and going into the bathroom and getting it on was acceptable. Once we were married, she felt, I'm a married woman. We don't need to do that. She would come home on a Saturday night or Friday night. She'd dress hot. She'd go into the bathroom, take all her makeup off, put that shiny stuff that girls put on their face before they go to sleep, put on flannel pajamas, and then, want me to perform. And it's like, Stacy, I'm a guy. I'm visual. You can't do that. But, I mean, all of those things changed because she felt now that she was a married woman, she didn't need to do all of those things, which were perfectly acceptable prior to us getting married.
Yeah.
And that was one of the issues, Tom, that I felt was not fair that I wanted to work on. And I was even flexible about it. You don't have to do it all the time. How about a couple of times a month, you don't put the shiny stuff on your face.
Exactly.
There was lots of other things that happened. But, that was it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Kenny. Thank you for the call. Wow.